Managers there with no doubt contrasting emotions at this stage. A shocking game for Valencia, and Danny Welbeck scoring the winner, only his third strike in his last 20 Arsenal games, but few more important than that anyway. He scored 13 goals for club and country this season. He never scored, incidentally, an FA Cup goal at Old Trafford for Manchester United. But that won't worry him at this present time. Arsenal are going to Wembley. Arsenal are through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And overall, Roy, do you think they deserved it?
I think so. You consider the shocking defending, then Arsenal obviously made the most of it. And I think just done enough. United as the home team, they needed to do a bit more. And whatever happened at half-time, they never really got going in the second half. And you couldn't begrudge Arsenal the victory.
They're not a good team, I don't think, and that tonight has shown that.
Manchester United.
Yeah, Manchester United. No, they just didn't do enough. Yes, they had one or two lively moments in the first half, but second half they never came out. They never asked enough questions of the Arsenal back four, and at times it was too easy for Arsenal. And the best team won on the night and thoroughly deserved to go through.
I thought I'd come to you last in, give you time just to calm down. Very exuberant in the studio as expected. You were quite critical half-time of Danny Welbeck there, but he produced the most important thing of all, a goal.
He did, yeah. He was in the right place for the Valencia mistake, and Arsenal didn't really need to do too much to win this game. I didn't think that Man United had too many ideas in what they were doing. I heard Danny talking about the two centre halves, but I thought that they had a pretty solid game, but they weren't really too tested, and I thought it was a lot easier for Arsenal than they might have thought, and I'm delighted. I called 2-1, said it yesterday on 606.
Well, let's have a look at that. Got an appalling error, wasn't it?
A shocking defending. We were critical of the first goal, but this is even worse. Again, Jones, I'm sure they're encouraged to play all the time, but there's a time to clear. It's a quarter-final cup. Jones can do better, and Valencia, of course, compounding from the first goal. And Danny, I could maybe think the keeper could maybe sacrifice and take Danny out of the game. But Danny,
a red card, of course.
Danny, yeah, but sometimes you have to sacrifice it. Then you got a free kick, but now they're out of the cup.
The thing is, right, is that they do a lot of back passes. It's just naturally in him to do the back pass, and he's done it. The back pass there, Danny's obviously read it because it's missed it, and he's finished it very, very well.
There isn't another team that passes it back more than Manchester United in the Premier League, back to the goalkeeper. And he's been punished for that tonight.
He celebrated, which we often don't see against former clubs, but that one clearly meant something, didn't it?
Well, it did, and let's face it as well, he weren't having a particularly good game, and the one chance that he did have, he took it. I'm delighted that he's celebrating, so he should as well.
So he should celebrate. When he got took off, the fans here, half of them were booing him.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased he celebrated.
Brilliant.
Do you like the old celebration for
I think it's important for Danny. Yeah, of course, and he's a local boy, but he's no. He's got to do best for Arsenal.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Di Maria red card, Alan. I mean, two yellows, but
can't complain,
silly.
Gary. It's stupid. It really is stupid.
First and foremost, was it a dive?
Yes, it was a dive. There's not enough in there for Di Maria to go down. Look, he takes another step there. There's not enough for him to go down there. So yes, it's a dive. So the referee gets it absolutely spot on, and you cannot. I mean, I know it's just a tap, but it's stupid. You cannot do that to a referee. You just can't do it and deserve a red card.
And the referee, whoa, into the referee said there. When you look at Di Maria, the way he goes down there as well, he can actually stay up. He can stay up. He's got his momentum.
Yeah. I've got to interrupt you. I'll have more chat shortly, but it's time for the draw. 6 teams in the semi-final, and Mark Chapman is poised alongside a miserable, I suspect, Peter Schmeichel, and a more than happy Arsenal fan, Dermot O'Leary, who's gearing up for a busy week with comic relief. And as Cheltenham starts tomorrow, let's have a look at the runners and riders who can still win the 2015 FA Cup.
Hello, welcome to the draw for the FA Cup semi-finals. Just 4 balls and 2 ties to draw over the next few minutes in the company of Peter Schmeichel and a very excited Dermot O'Leary. We'll come to Dermot in a moment. Peter, of course, won the FA Cup 3 times. One of those was the treble-winning Manchester United side of 1999.
What are you showing this for?
Well, I'll come to you in a minute, Dermot. I'll just give Peter his moment of glory here. That was part of the game that then took Manchester United onto the treble. Tonight was much more disappointing from a United perspective.
Very, very disappointed. This was an FA Cup game, and I didn't see Manchester United players go out and play this as an FA Cup game. It was the only chance, realistic chance, to win a trophy by getting through to the final, obviously winning it. And just too many players not playing the way they should. And I said this is half-time, you know, too many individual mistakes. And again, an individual mistake cost us, and it's just not good enough.
I like the way Dermot tried to keep a straight face all the way through that, because as an Arsenal fan, you're absolutely bouncing at the moment, but you're also here.
Yes.
Let's do the charity bit first, and then you can talk Arsenal. For Comic Relief,
yes.
You've been to Uganda, but you're also here to promote the Comic Relief Dance-a-thon.
I am moving. I wouldn't call it dancing.
Right, but, yeah, OK, well, we can decide whether you're dancing or not.
For 24 hours, this Thursday to Friday, and I'm doing it for Comic Relief, and so it's going to be broadcast on Red Button on Radio 2. I don't always look like that when I dance, by the way.
They're very short shorts. You've gone back to the 80s with those.
Basically, you can follow you move on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
That's the unique way the BBC's funded it.
You are going to move your legs and not just do that, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, for the first couple of hours, yeah. And there's going to be a lot of that.
Right, Arsenal are going to be in the draw for the semi-finals. You're in charge of the bag, Dermot.
Yep.
If you tip the bag up, the 4 balls should go into our bucket.
Should.
The beauty of doing the semi-finals is that you can see that all 4 have got in.
I'm so glad I'm not here for the third round.
You are going to draw first, so give them a little swoosh, Peter, and away we go.
Number 2.
Number 2, Bradford City or Reading. They have to replay, but they're out first for the first semi-final. And they will be playing...
Number 3.
They will play Arsenal. Bradford or Reading will play Arsenal, the club that Dermot supports. We know the other sides that are left in for the second semi-final, both to be played at Wembley, of course.
Number 1. Oh, sorry, number 4.
Peter, number 4. Aston Villa.
Luckily, there's only one left.
Aston Villa. And finally...
Number 4. Number 1.
Number 1 is the final one. Another 2 sides that need a replay, Liverpool or Blackburn. So they are the 2 ties. The semi-finals will be played the weekend of the 18th and 19th of April. Let's just have you gave me a heart attack there, Peter. Just a little bit more on tonight's match, actually, from you. David De Gea's save, which in the end didn't really matter, but a goalkeeper's appreciation.
It matters. It matters because he, together with Wayne Rooney, performs every week, and I kind of find it a bit difficult to comprehend that our goalkeeper is the best player we have in every game. It shouldn't be like that. We should have our strikers scoring goals, midfield players being man of the match, but it's David De Gea time and time again. And this save he pulled off today, I don't think I've seen anything
and
like
on the draw that you've drawn, Bradford fans will, of course, be delighted, Dermot, because they put Arsenal out of the League Cup a couple of years ago.
Absolutely, yeah, no. But tonight, it was a good game, a great game for us tonight, because I do think that group of players, up until recently, has had a mental block against Manchester United. So, it was, you know, from an Arsenal point of view, and it was a far closer game. It's interesting when you watch it with a pro, because as a punter, as a fan, you're there going, that was great, oh, that was... And Peter's going, oh, and you learn so much.
So, your team have won here, and you've done the FA Cup semi-final draw. Thank you very much, Dermot. Thank you very much, Peter. Back to you, Gary.
Thanks very much, Mark, Peter and Dermot. Of course, Dermot, I'm not sure that Arsenal ball must have been pretty warm in that bag, I suspect. Brad, no disrespect for Bradford or Reading. They've got Arsenal, Aston Villa against Liverpool or Blackburn. And, well, there it is. It's Arsenal that go through, and they'll be happy with that draw, Ian.
Yeah, be very happy with that draw. You know, this is a really good result. That's a really good draw, very favourable draw for Arsenal. You're not going to disrespect Bradford or Reading, but you'd have to say Arsenal at Wembley against them two. You've got to fancy them.
Alan?
disaster for Man United. I mean, I think their main priority this year was finishing in the top 4. If they don't finish in the top 4, then it'll be a catastrophe. They haven't shown enough tonight in this game, particularly second half. They've spent a lot of money on players. There's a hell of a lot of more money has to be spent also to get them anywhere near where they want to be.
The questions about Van Gaal will be bigger now.
I think so. Of course, he's going to be criticised after the game, as you'd expect. But you got to give the man a chance. He's been in the door literally 2 minutes. I know the lads are talking about money spent here, but it takes time. It's literally a rebuilding job. They need some players.
So you won't share perhaps the concerns of many of Manchester United's fans?
No, because a lot of fans don't quite understand the game or how it is to run a football club or a team as big as Man United. They should have gave David Moyes more time. They didn't. So what are they going to do? Chop and change again? Give the man a chance, 2 or 3 years, or to rebuild the football club.
But, you know, they're so used to winning it,
Yeah, but they're also so used to playing a certain style of football. Even again tonight, you can hear the discontent of the fans when they pass the ball backwards again. In the end, that's cost them.
OK, well, we can hear from the winning manager, Arsene Wenger. He's with Damien Johnson.
Arsene, congratulations. You're through to face Bradford or Reading. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's another, last year we played a tricky game at Wembley in the semi-final, and you expect that again. We have played Bradford before, we know about that. But let's enjoy tonight. I feel we played a good game tonight on the front foot from the start on, and that we deserve to win the game.
You have not so fond memories of a cup tie against Bradford?
No, not at all, but the result is only down always to the performance of the day, so let's just focus on that.
What was the key to the victory here at Manchester United?
I would say to start without apprehension, what we were caught a few times here, and be on the front foot from the start on, close them down and play at a high pace. And I felt that we did that well. Rather
nice for him, certainly, that Danny Welbeck should score the winning goal against his boyhood club.
Yes, it's always, I believe he just is happy to score. He worked extremely hard today, and he was rewarded by a good goal.
Is Arsenal's name on the cup this year? You won it, of course, last year. It seems to be opening up a little bit for you.
Look, we live in a real world. That means it's just down game by game. We want to compete in every competition, and I believe as well the result today can give us some good morale for the championship, the Premiership, and as well for a very important Champions League game away from home.
Should it perhaps have been easier tonight? You had a shout for a penalty?
Yes, we had, but I think what is the most important when you manage is that your team performs at a good level. That's what we did.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I must tell you, when he asked the question there, is Arsenal's name on the cup? One Ian Wright immediately said, of course it is, we won it last year. But we'll move on there. Both those semi-finals will take place at Wembley, and for the first time, the Women's FA Cup final will also be staged at the home of football. The FA have confirmed the match will take place on August the 1st this year, and we'll have live coverage for you of that match here on the BBC, as well as all the Women's World Cup from Canada in June. Back to tonight's game, and here's how you voted for tonight's FA Man of the Match. And as you can see there, Francis Coquelin was the overall winner with just over 43% of the vote. Let's remind ourselves of the first half goals. We've seen, of course, Welbeck's winner, but the first goal was a fullback, Monreal.
Yeah, we criticised United for their defending, and rightly so, but you have to say it's very, very good play from Arsenal, particularly Oxlade-Chamberlain. Monreal shows us the desire to get up there in the first place. He's not fazed by it once he's up there. Good first touch, has a little look, and it's a very, very good finish.
Strange turn of the back there, wasn't there, from Valencia, yes. Roy, that you weren't particularly right. But anyway, the Rooney goal came straight after it, didn't it?
Shocking defending, but what happened to United? Get back into the game within 2 or 3 minutes. Fantastic ball, and Wayne doing what he does, and he gets obviously a lot of headed goals and a fantastic equaliser. Great ball, great pace, and so Wayne knows he just has to get any sort of connection on it. It's in the back of the net.
We saw Peter Schmeichel eulogising about David De Gea, didn't we? And God, he makes some saves, doesn't he, Ian? Have you seen a better goalkeeper than this around?
Not at the moment, and the way he's kicked in as well. This one, I think it's a good save. He's giving him a chance to it. I don't think Santi's, with his technique, he hasn't hit it as well as he'd like to, but you can't take anything away from that save. You know, but the way he's kicked on, De Gea, when he came, he looked a bit lightweight. He looked like it weren't happening for him. He was getting a lot of stick, and he's really gone to another level.
This one is, I presume,
That's
the one
fantastic save.
Brilliant it is.
It just gets a fingertip to this. This is
top class save, that is.
his reactions there.
He's been used too often, though.
I think he's the best keeper in the world at the moment. His form, which obviously, again, Peter mentions, is not a good sign for United when he's getting man of the match most weeks.
They get through that back four too easily, and he's been used too much.
They do. Let's head down pitch side for more reaction on tonight's game. Here's Martin Keown and Philip Neville.
And it's a grinning Martin Keown as well, not only because Arsenal won, because you said at half-time that Danny Welbeck could be the difference.
Well, I was absolutely delighted for him. I thought he did a fantastic job. It can't be easy coming back to your old club, and I think he showed the value of how good a player he really was tonight, and really pleased for him. And all the Arsenal players, I thought they dug in. Credit to Manchester United, though. You know, they went down to 10 men. They still wanted to go for it, but I was so amazed to see players so short of confidence, this Man United team. It's nothing like the Man United teams of old.
No, where I was perched, Phil, the frustrations of the Manchester United fans were palpable.
Yeah, obviously frustrated. I think Man United lost the game in midfield. I thought Arsenal were too quick from him there. Ozil, Cazorla, Coughlin did a really good job. Welbeck defending from the front, dropping back into midfield. Thought Daley Blind really struggled tonight, and the substitution of Herrera off at half-time I thought was a poor call.
You're trying very hard not to grin.
Well, I've been here before and won big games, and I know how it feels. And it's great for the Arsenal players. They're the holders of this competition. They haven't won it yet, but I think a lot of people are saying whoever won this game would go on to win it. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's a great night for Arsenal, and whenever you win at Old Trafford, it's a fantastic feeling for the players.
Come with me, Philip. We'll leave him on his own. Back to you, Gary. Come on.
Poor old Philip. Roy, the rest of the season's hugely important now for Manchester United. What would it mean if they don't finish again in the top four?
Well, it'll be a disaster. I think the big problem with people at the moment at the football club and ex-players, just like Phil and Martin, they keep looking back at Man United, comparing teams 5-10 years ago. They've got to look forward. Focus on the players, focus on the manager now, get right behind him and give him a chance. But I still think they have enough to get in that top four.
You say looking forward, though, but can they look forward with any real confidence?
No, I didn't say that. You got to look forward because, again, it's crazy to keep comparing teams and players of the past. As I said, look forward. Listen, it's a great football club. They'll bounce back.
And Arsenal, it's a brilliant result for them, especially after what happened in the Champions League.
Exactly, because that could knock your confidence. But they came here with not a very good record here as well. And you have to say, you know, I mean, as much as you've got to give Arsenal credit, Man United are not playing like they have been playing. They have been getting results. I think Arsenal done well enough, done more than enough to win.
Best team won.
Tonight.
Been a great night for them. We got the draw they wanted as well.
Okay,
Semi-final.
gents, thanks very much. Ian, Alan, Roy, great to see you all here. The holders, Arsenal, are through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And of all people, it's a former United player that scored the winner. Well done, Welbeck. Goodbye.
The contest begins. Here's Nacho Monreal. That's 1-0 Arsenal. Maria onto Rooney. A brilliant cross met by an emphatic header. It's Danny Welbeck. Yeah, Di Maria's walking. The FA Cup holders are going back to Wembley at least once more this season.